pucks. See? 3 hockey pucks drilled straight through. Some old hot rod stuff. First and foremost, thanks everybody for subscribing. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode on the channel. Pretty much, so today we're going to be installing a couple parts today on the Sc300. Right here we have a aftermarket braided hose for the power steering pump. Pretty much from the power steering pump to the rack, so we can do away with that long, for no reason, pressure hose. Get rid of that completely and toss this on the day. Right now it's not leaking at all. It's just one of those 60 bucks, get it out the way. And plus, like, that line is just atrocious, if you ask me, personally, if you ask me. I got it from Freed Engineering. It came with the fittings. I'm not 100% sure the AM fittings. I'm not good with that part yet. But if you call Freed Engineering, they'll be able to walk you through the process. So as far as, like, you know, you just tell me, think about it, yeah, which application you have, and they can hook you up one of these. With one of these if you're looking for one. And then we have the solid engine mounts from Powerhouse Racing. The reason why I went with the solid versus the regular, you know, OEM, aftermarket OEM ones, is mainly because the price of those ones, for 2 of those ones compared to the price of 2 of these ones, well, they come 2 together. It was one of those, like, a no-brainer. Like, I just grabbed the engine mounts, a couple dollars more, not too much. And I know for a fact these will last forever. As far as with the finish and the paint, I'm not 100% sure how that long that will last, but I'm not worried about it as long as the mounts themselves last, which in all reality they should be solids. Currently on the car, I have hockey pucks on the car. It's a long story, don't ask about it. I just show you how I got them set up if you want to run hockey pucks. There's nothing wrong with the hockey pucks. It's just one of those, like, I'm just, you know, changing parts out as I go along. The hockey puck's been on the car since I first started building the car back like a year or 2 ago. Well, like, shucks, it's been like 2 years ago. So it's pretty much we just doing away with it and getting some more proper things. So these are from Powerhouse Racing, and this is from Freed Engineering. This is like 60 bucks. These was like, I want to say like 200 bucks or something like that. Can't remember the price on these. So I feel as though this would be a good video because I had to take my intake manifold off the car, because I'm actually installing a new intake manifold on the car that's going to be pretty much completely welded from the upper intake manifold part to the lower runner, and I'll show you once we get out there. Because that intake manifold is actually leaking all over the place, and I'm just done with that intake manifold. So yeah, I don't want to talk to you guys heads off. It's pretty much let's just get into the action. I'm gonna go ahead and engine mounts. I'm gonna go out here and get the engine hoist set up. I'm not even gonna record pulling the manifold off too much or nothing because I have a detailed video of how to do that already. I'm not trying to do playbacks. So I'm gonna go ahead, get out here, get this thing started, and pretty much just show you how these, I guess, look on the car and the power steering hose. So pretty much let's just still try to roll away. Let's just get into it. Alright, so the reason why I have to hoist the motor up pretty much sideways is just cause, like, I literally can't get my hand down in here to get the bolts underneath the manifold. So every time I do it, I gotta hoist the motor up versus banging all on my brake booster and everything. But like even then, like, I still have to had to do it to get to the bottom bolt. So first things first, let's get this strut tower brace off. Alright, so I pretty much have everything almost undone to hoist the engine up. get to the manifold bolts. The actual the engine mount is undone. I have my upper radiator hose off and my intercooler piping off. Now I just gotta take off the fuel rail and pretty much just get to it. And I'm leaking a lot of antifreeze down there in the ground. Probably should stuff something in there. Alright, so I moved my spaghetti ass harness out the way. If you could look, see, I'm gonna have to. So since the manifold's gonna be off for a couple days, I'm gonna wrap this up in a plastic bag and some couple zip ties. This the feed in the return line because that likes to leak when I put the car down. So I just sit this out the way for a second. That's loose. I didn't even know this was loose, so I just gotta tighten that up. That's from my dipstick. Don't need that being loose. So engine mount right there. Well, the hockey pucks. So all that I gotta do should be able to clear the oil filter and change that out while I'm down here. So like I said, it's just a hockey puck. I mean, it works. Yeah. Bang. Boom. Hockey pucks, see? 3 hockey pucks drove straight through. Some old hot rod stuff. I want to actually see if this is the same height as these. Yeah, this makes the engine sit way higher, if you can see. I mean, not way higher, but enough to where there's a difference. So this would be the bottom. So we'll pretend the table is the actual subframe of the car. So sit it flush and yeah. So this set low, and then you know these probably smashed down some. So the hockey puck's definitely set lower than actual mount, because this is where the actual engine, the engine bracket would be, as far as the engine mount that actually bolts onto the car. So it would be right here for real, on top. So it's probably like almost it's like a little bit over 1/4 inch height difference. So we go ahead, toss this side on and figure out what we're gonna do as far as tossing the exhaust side on. So just took the bolt off, so you're not gonna be able to see it. So I'm gonna slide it through the subframe, bolt it underneath, and then just take this off and sit the motor down on it. Quick couple steps. So it's the actual motor mount. As you can see, it's way off from the hose, so gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. And don't mind all the grit and grease. I'm gonna spray everything off before I put my new intake on. So just looks a lot messy, just tightening everything up, that's all. But so that bolt should be like a 19, I believe. So let's see. Yep. Just, I don't know the torque specs, but I'm gonna just tighten it up, a couple others, I guess. so I got the passenger side on just now. I had to hoist the engine completely up. Some mood came out to help me clean the tools. You got me, right?
Yeah.
All right. And so the driver's side is on, the passenger side is on. I just got to get underneath and put the bolts on the bottom. As far as can I see it actually being higher, I really can't tell the difference right now. I probably won't be able to, but we seen in the house, these definitely sit higher than the actual hockey pucks. And this is actually digging into the hockey puck, so those ones way out anyway, so that'll work. All right, so I'm pretty much done for the day. Pretty much ran out of time, but I got the engine mounts in. I wasn't planning on putting the manifold in probably until like next week or something, because it's supposed to snow. The main goal was just to take the manifold off and put these mounts on. As far as putting them on, they bolt straight in, but you gotta lift the engine up high. Like, you gotta lift the engine up like really high, and just be prepared to jog the engine around a little bit, to get them to drop in. But it's not that hard. It is a test though. But yeah, so it's the end result of everything. So until next time, y'all.